So this is the global edition of get someone else to do it. So let's see what Morticia Adams is saying that got the people going, got the men and women going, because a lot of these things where women are supposed to cater to men because they were born with a uterus is being implemented and structured and enforced by women as well. Okay, so Morticia Adams said, I started rebelling against this first daughter stuff in 2020. My mom got an apartment so she could be closer to work. So I was home with my dad and brother. She called me one time because my father complained that I don't cook. And then she told me that I'm supposed to take her spot. So simply being born with a uterus means that she is supposed to serve. And I am happy that women are saying, get someone else to do it, or learn how to cook and clean yourself. Like I said, this is the international edition. Okay, Morticia continues. When she's not around, I have never been that confused in my life. Take your place now? Okay, so she's wondering, take your place how? Like go and marry or what? She says she was 18 fighting online classes for her life. From that point on, I just stopped cooking entirely. I wouldn't leave my room before 2 p.m. either. All man for himself. She says, my brother too went to call her that I don't cook anything. At that point, I increased pressure. I started buying Coke for only me. When my mom came back, she taught my brother how to fry plantain, and my father started cooking too. Now, my brother doesn't need anybody to cook for him. I don't do that stuff either. If you can't cook, starve. Exactly. She said this at 18 years old. And now, since that was 2018, it's 5 years later, I am stoked. I'm sorry, it's 3 years later. So she's 21. So she's still a young woman and she's still feisty. And I love that for these young women. Now let's get into some of these comments because people are taking exception to the fact that simply being born with a womb does not make women feel obligated to be servants. And women, like I said, women are jumping on her as well. This woman says, cooking for them is the least you can do. It's an act of kindness. Why can't they be kind to her? Why does having a peen mean that you cannot cook and clean? Hey, bars. Why does having a peen mean you can't cook and clean? Bars. Okay. So Morticia says, laugh my butt off. You're saying act of kindness like I didn't just say I was having online classes and nobody was considerate of that fact. Please be so serious. Why can't women and girls get some of this kindness? Why does kindness always have to be filtered towards the peen havers? Explain. Okay. Artist took exception. He says, laugh my butt off. You could not cook for your dad for days because you had online classes, knowing very well that your mom was not around, the same dad that's also paying your school fees. You'll move. So he said, you'll have to move out of my house. No two ways about it. And then this person says, maybe he should have learned how to cook if he was hungry, basically. Do y'all not respect your parents? Because now I'm confused. Well, get unconfused because things are changing. And then the next person said, do they not have hands? I'm not exactly sure what the top guy was saying, but Helen says, it's the duty of the father to take the place of the mother if she's not available. A child can never or should never take the place of the parent. What is wrong with all these people commenting rubbish? Just because it happens doesn't mean it's right. Exactly. This is where globally we have got to stop adultifying first daughters. It just has got to happen. Let these children be children. Parents, dads, sons, all need to learn how to chip in and stop putting all the stress and all of the responsibilities on the girls, on the daughters. Okay, if any of them were physically challenged, an act of kindness would be understandable. But if they were not, I even understand cooking for her dad, but her brother too. She was studying. Her brother should have been cooking. In fact, even if she wasn't studying, they should have taken turns. I mean, kind of, I see that they're at least, this person is at least trying to understand that brother shouldn't be cooked for, but all of it has to be deprogrammed to be reprogrammed. Simply being born with a peen does not abdicate responsibility of normal cooking and cleaning for a household. You do not get a servant simply because you were born with a peen. It's just not how humanity should be, and we are moving away from that. Okay, so this person says the least you do for someone who is provided for your online classes is make sure he's not starving. Some of you hide wickedness with being woke. You did not cook for your father. You try well, well. So simply, a dad is supposed to provide education for his children. That is supposed to happen. But that does not mean that you are a servant to your father. It's just not how it works. And then Morticia says, you can always cook in your own house. That's your personal business. It's not my responsibility as a literal child to take on the role of my mother. I'm glad that Morticia is clapping back at all of these people, letting her know that it is not her responsibility. Mandarin, you are just wicked, but you don't know. Habibi said, if your daddy can't cook, he should starve. Angel says, love this story. How are you an adult and you need to wait on mommy for food? So pathetic. This person says, this is why we are not the same. You are talking like your father and brother are your mates. You just say you care about yourself. Okay. I mean, she is not saying that she doesn't care for her brother and her daddy. She just says she is not their servant. Now, this is what I'm going to end it with this one. My father can cook very well, as a matter of fact. That's exactly what he did. You don't expect me to leave constitutional law to be turning Iba just because my mother is not around. If I wasn't around, he would do that. So, what is your point? And then this person says, so in essence, it's like you're not around since he's doing what he do if you're not around. Exactly. He's okay. He's an adult. He's an adult that wants to live. So women do not have to help adult men live. I mean, it should be in their human nature to want to survive. And what I love is that this is going international. You know, people that don't watch what is going on globally just think that, the motherland, they lump all of African countries into the motherland. This is just where they're born and bred to serve. Well, I've been watching, and the international girlies are saying, get someone else to do it, just like the women here. And it's not because of us, tainting the pool or whatever. Women and girls are just tired of being servants. Simply being born a female does not mean that we are here to serve. And I am glad that social media is allowing women and girls to voice our opinions and show that we are not simply going to do it. So if you have a peen, you can cook and clean. So get that through your brain. We're not being servants. We are opting out. Women and girls are saying, get someone else to do it. You guys go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share.